So tonight again, we are all gathering here at this time to practice meditation. So sitting in a comfortable position and bringing your mind and heart to the moment here and now, and relax and learn whichever state of the body and your mind is at this time. In the practice of a meditation, there is no right and wrong objects. Whatever objects arises, we know it, the reality as such as it arises. What should be avoided in the practice is grasping that reality. The moment when we grasp, then that creates the trouble. But the phenomena or any actions that is arising, that is the reality, the real things happening in a real time. And practice is simply to acknowledge them and observing it, rather than having attachment to that particular object, thinking that that is good, that is pleasant, and holding on to it. Every experiences are real, which is happening in this moment. And all what we do is to know and see it as it happens, but not having any attachment to it at all. Do not give any importance to it. Learn to be humble. Learn to know as it happens, and you don't have to react. So all you're doing is simply being mindful of every actions that are taking place each and every moment, in a moment by moment. And do not have the preconcept while you are meditating and that my mind should be focused on this and focused on that, and then gaining the calmness and the quietness of the mind. Do not have those preconcepts. And often mind wanders, mind is distracted, then again it is fine, it's okay. This changing faculties at all is basically teaching us. We have to develop our mental state in a sense, like the earth, like the water, like the fire, and like the wind. All these four elements are dealing with both clean and unclean things. good and bad things, but never judge on them at all. That this is good, that is bad. This is good, I like it. This is bad, I don't like it. These elements simply take those rubbish in a very neutral position that is, rather than good or bad. So the practice of a meditation is simply to overcome the distinction between good and bad, black and white, pleasant and unpleasant sensation, but treating them equally. And that comes from knowing that everything must change. It's always in flux, changing. So with this, we become more conscious, aware of our mental states and what's going on surroundings. Nothing to do with anything, but to be mindful. The moment when you engage, you are having them too. It's like this during this COVID-19, we are told not to have any social contact, because the moment when you have a contact, it spreads in you. Similarly, in the practice too. And the practice of a meditation is not to make yourself special, not to project yourself better, not to project yourself superior. One who understands the meditation become more humbler. He would or she would rather suffer, happy to be suffering, rather than creating any unhappiness to anyone else. He would or she would be happy to do, even some doesn't do it. Always keeping the balanced mind, and try to be mindful as much as he or she could. Mindful of action, mindful of thoughts. And again, if you feel that your mind still wanders a lot, then again, you can choose to be with the primary object. So bring your mind, settle down,